Time for a faceplate. Hello! Yes, it is indeed time to crack out the faceplate for this large, still wet lump of sycamore. I'm hoping it's going to end up about 12 inches across. It's been in the garden for a while, hence its rather manky state. Let's get a faceplate on it, get it round, see what it looks like. Isn't this the wrong camera? I thought it was recording, but it wasn't. Right, now yesterday I made a lovely hollow form. First sort of bowl type hollow form I've done, and I didn't film any of it. So I'm going to have another go today. I haven't done any decoration yet of the one I made and didn't film. This one's going to be a bit smaller. This is a bit of oak. I wasn't very accurate with my chainsaw when I was cutting it. But there we go. So get it mounted on a faceplate. Get a foot put on it, turn it round, shape it, hollow it, and then some decorating, some colouring, some staining, some carving, some expression of my inner being. Well, probably not quite that, but something interesting, I hope. Okay, so here it is, mounted on the faceplate and just clearing up the face of it now. And then going down the side, a bit of overhang there, so I move the tool rest in a bit nearer. Just getting the shaping now. This of course is going to be the bottom, but I want to also curve the top round. And then using a skew as a negative rake scraper, just clearing up the bottom there by the foot. Quite pleased with the finish, but obviously it needs sanding as well. Right, reverse chucking. So get the chuck on the lathe and get the blank mounted back up. And case of clearing up that very messy face and then shaping the top to return the curve round into the bottom of the bowl. Much better placement of the tool rest here, much closer to the blank, much safer. And then a little bit of shear scraping, not very sheer, and then sanding. And then on to the hollowing. And I started off with the bowl gouge, and then after I'd done as much as I could with the bowl gouge, got it down to the depth I wanted it to be, I then switched over to the Simon Hope 6mm carbide cutter. And this tool, wow, I don't know why I left it in its packet for a year. I love it. It might be featuring in quite a few videos soon. It removes material very quickly. You can see it in action here much better with the light that I've got fixed by magnets onto the tool rest. And I also used the hooked cutter. You can see that in here now, so I could get right under that rim, right near the entrance, much more easily. And having this light really did help see what was going on. Although really, I did find I was using it to cut by touch. Well, after all that effort, I have a little oak hollow form bowl. A little bit thicker there, maybe thinner on the top. I haven't done the foot yet, but I'm going to put it between centres now. I'm being hypercritical. Yes, be hypercritical. I think that curve needed a bit more work, but I've already had to reduce it to size by size once, in size once. It could stay like this. I mean, it's got lovely markings on it. Very, very nice grain. I haven't sanded the inside yet, so I'm going to put some colour on. Yeah, I am. Yeah. And on to the colouring then. I'm going to start off with purple, which you'd be hard pushed to tell. It looks very much like black. Now, you've seen this technique in the last couple of videos. Putting on a stain, letting it soak in, cutting it back with sandpaper, and then putting another colour over it. Working up from darker to lighter colours. So I take off quite a lot of the purple, just want it to fill some of the grain, and then on with some red, 1 or 2 coats of that, again letting that dry, cutting back with the sandpaper, not so much this time, leaving a bit more of it behind, and then finishing off with some yellow, which gives it a really nice honey brown. Yeah, honey brown, that's what I should have called it. So last bit of sanding, and then the last coat of yellow going on. The thing I like about putting spirit stains on is you get an idea of the shine that's going to come once you've got the lacquer on as they're drying, but once they're dried off they do go a bit matter. So gloss lacquer, gotta love gloss lacquer. Right, now, rather than putting my hand in and sanding that with all the danger that's inherent in that, I've got one of the Simon Hope long sanding handles. I've got a small sanding arbor on there. I've put one of the soft pads on top of it as well, and I'm using a larger disc, 180 grit, which will hopefully bend around in there. So, dust mask on. Okay, so all that's left now is to reverse chuck it and finish off this foot. And here is a little hollow form, and all coloured. Really rather a natural colour for me, isn't it? A bit of dust still on the bottom. Clean that off. Bottom, I might sign it one day. The inside has been sanded down to 240. This is my second go with the Simon Hope 6mm carbide tool. It really is lovely for cutting and hollowing. I haven't tried it on any end grain stuff yet, but I will be soon. So keep tuned. Hope the stills do it a bit of justice. Make it look a little more interesting than just a brown bit of wood. Although it is a brown bit of wood, isn't it? Anyway, till next time, thanks for watching. Hello! Welcome to How I Didn't Turn This, but how I coloured it instead. Or should I leave it plain? Nah.